This is the Effing One Podcast, Australia's only Formula One podcast with Adam and Luke.
G'day and welcome to Effing One Podcast, Australia's only entertaining Formula One podcast, as voted by Luke's mum.
Thanks, Mum.
Thanks, Luke's mum. How is Luke's mum? How's your mum?
She's doing fine.
She's a lovely lady.
Yep.
She always. What did she bring us? Some food today?
Yes, she has plenty of food.
She's very good. She is a connoisseur, gourmet, that lady. And it is our great pleasure at the off to announce that this little Aussie podcast, that's right, has recently been voted the number 3 most popular podcast in Cyprus. Round of applause, please. Number 3.
Great to be in the top 3.
A big studio audience. Big studio audience in here today.
Yep.
Very popular.
Yep.
Socially distanced, of course.
Quite, Pete.
A very big day for us, Luke. This little Aussie podcast. You know you're firing on all cylinders when you're all that Cyprus is talking about.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, number 2 most popular podcast in Cyprus, Dravos Make Souvlaki. Very good podcast.
Yeah.
The way he
You
mixes-
do like that podcast.
Oh, so good. Lots of tips. And the oregano and the lemon. It's all about the balance of flavours. The number 1 most popular podcast in Cyprus, Nonna's Lam Secrets.
Oh.
Nonna Lam Secrets.
Does she ever actually give away a secret, or is it a running gag where she just doesn't tell you?
Yeah, her back is turned. She sort of mumbles something and then she turns around. It's a finish. It's a delicioso. So that's great. This little Aussie Battlers podcast is...
You know my favourite Cyprus
Oh, what's yours?
is It's Inside Lamb.
Inside Lamb.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that one.
It's in the top 10.
Oh, Sebastian's favourite one too, I think. Sebastian Vettel. Yep. This is the Little Aussies Battlers podcast for the F1 fan who's not fussed with facts, science, stats. This podcast is for people that like F1 a little bit lewd, a little bit blue.
A little bit touched in the head.
A bit touched up, a bit rough around the edges, and love watching 2 very overweight, middle-aged Aussie blokes getting dressed up, dressed down, whenever the mood suits us. This is the mildly amusing podcast you've been searching for, folks. So welcome aboard, sit down, shut up, because it's time to go head first, pants down, and make Formula One great again.
It's my favourite bit.
Mine too. I love that bit. Love it. And it's better late than never for this podcast.
Yep.
We've only got a couple of hours. We better drop this while it's hot. We might as well just go live. Are we live? Let's just do it live.
This is as live as it's going to get.
Alrighty. Good to see you, Luke.
And you?
And how did you find Spa? As we're only moments away from getting into Monza, but Spa. What a shame we didn't get any rain. That would have spiced things up, Luke.
I know it would have. It probably wouldn't have helped Renault, but would have helped the race become a little bit more entertaining. But it was a little bit on the edge towards the end. You weren't sure if the tyres were going to make it. The Mercedes were on 10% on their tyres, and they were taking it really easy. So it actually made it a little bit on edge, a little bit of anxious moments.
Yeah.
When Lewis was saying he's feeling the tyre vibration like he did in Silverstone.
Yep.
Before the tyre blew. So who knows what could have happened. But alas, it didn't. But we had an easy podium, whoever's first 3.
It's always going to be the same, Luke.
Yeah.
It's always going to be double Mercedes, Verstappen.
Yep, that's it.
Poor old Alexander's not quite hitting it yet.
Not there. He lost his place. He lost 5th place in the last lap to Esteban Ocon. But yeah, he's just not at Verstappen, your favourite driver.
I love him. I love Verstappen.
It's different from last year. I mentioned his name, you would go in an absolute tantrum.
No, I've actually just slightly vomited in my mouth. That's how much I love him. I'm being facetious. I can't stand, did I tell you how much I dislike him?
Do you dislike him?
I dislike
Max Verstappen.
Yeah, he's not overrated. I just think that his attitude, Luke. He's just got a poor attitude.
You couldn't think of anything. He's just got...
Couldn't think of
It's
anything.
an attitude.
No, he's fast, yes. I've just realised he's very fast. But he's Dutch.
The proper attitude.
He's Dutch. And he speaks funny. And he's a brat.
He is a bit of a brat.
And people, think he's the next big thing. And
Who is the
sorry.
next big thing?
Well, the big thing, Dan Ricciardo, Luke. Dan, the talented Aussie, we're going to call him.
The talented
Aussie. His new nickname.
Yep.
Yes, he's Mr. Personality. He's also the talented Aussie.
Yep.
I think just this weekend at Spa just showed how bloody good he is. He's beaten every teammate that he's come across. And the only time he didn't is, as we know, after he signed a contract with Renault. Suddenly, he was killing Verstappen until he signed that contract on the dotted line. And as soon as he decided to leave, suddenly, mysteriously, things started going wrong in the car. And they
Things are not quite like they used to be.
Correct. He wasn't allowed to turn up to any of the meetings, none of the technical meetings. Sorry. Oh, by the way, and you're also getting the shit parts of the car. Yeah, all the parts that Verstappen's fucked over already.
All the parts that Mark Webber used to get.
Yes, the same bits that Mark Webber used to. Correct.
That's
the same thing.
You actually got on board with that one.
No, I agree. I agree with you, Luke. Webber did get a whole lot of Sebastian's off cuts.
Yep, he sure did.
Anyway, that's me. That's my rant. I just think Dan is, and I think people are reevaluating Dan. I think people are coming to realise that he is up there with the greats. He's up there with, if you think Verstappen's that great. Yeah, Kovalainen.
Truly.
Yeah. UG E-Day. Yeah, he's fantastic. He had a great race. He had a fantastic. Renault had a really good race. They sort of seemed to work out the whole low downforce business.
Yeah, so Daniel said I think it was on The Race, I saw an article where he said that they found the sweet spot. And he said it in some interviews after the race that they've managed to find a sweet spot with the car.
I'm going to raise this microphone so it's in your sweet spot because it's pointed down towards down towards your lower region. There we go.
That's where I do all my talking down there.
Yeah.
I just like my dick to do the talking.
Yeah.
So Daniel has he said that they found the sweet spot in the setup of the car, but at the moment they're only really utilising it in low downforce settings, which is what they took a lot of wing off in Spa. That's why they were a bit weak in the middle sector, losing about half a second to just about everyone else who was running more wing. This weekend will be interesting. Renault seems to have power in the engine, but everyone will have low downforce because it's Monza.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting how the tyre management works because, again, Daniel and Esteban could push to the end where the high downforce runners like Mercedes and Red Bull had to save their tyres towards the end, and that's how Esteban got past.
Yeah, and Dan got within 3 seconds of Max. I mean, Max was having to manage his tyres.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some complaints about the Pirelli tyres as well. Hamilton's come out, and Verstappen and Bottas have all come out and said that they're not entirely happy with the tyres. And
they want to race till the end.
Fixed up, don't they? For next year.
They want to race hard, but if they race hard, Mercedes will be gone and we will never see them again.
Yeah.
They'll be a lap ahead if they can go full throttle for the entire Grand Prix. My only thing that I would like to change or tweak in regards to the tyres is the information that they get from pit wall. They get way too much information where they can control them within temperatures, and you need to work this time more, you need to ease up on this time more. I think there should just be, hey, if you fuck up your tyres, you have to come in and pit. Yeah. And if you give the driver so much information that they can actually manage the tyres, then if you take that information away from them, then they just race. And once their tyres fall off a cliff, they come in for a new set of tyres. And that changes and spices things up.
That's what we want to see. We don't want to see people getting coached. We spoke about this last podcast. Mm-hmm. Drivers getting coached by the team about how they should drive the car, turning into a corner. Like, they're drivers. This is what they do. They're professionals. Let them do it. And if they've got a flaw, if they can't work out how to take a corner properly, that's their fault.
Yeah. But less information is better for us.
Yeah.
Less information to the drivers is better viewing for us, better racing. And if they blow an engine, if they ruin a gearbox, that's what happens.
Perfect. We want that. Yeah. We want engines to blow up. We want that variability. We don't want perfect cars that never blow up or tyres that never burst.
Yeah. So it's just about them managing their tyres, being responsible for their driving, being responsible for their management of the tyres, engine, everything else. It shouldn't be down to, hey, change this, do this, you're a bit warm here, do this. No, just keep it simple. Remove that amount of information. I know F1 is just flooded with information and data, but we need to take it away from the drivers.
Yep.
Put it on a pit board. if you wanted. But I think managing tyre temperatures corner to corner is just ridiculous.
Yeah. So Mercedes will stand out, obviously. Hamilton was way too strong for Bottas. Bottas is not even showing up at the moment. He's just not there, which is a shame. Because if you're not getting any rain, any variability, all you're getting is a Hamilton, in the distance with Verstappen and Bottas fighting over second and third every week.
That's true. It's true.
Sorry, you're going to say?
No.
So Renault was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Ferrari, how did they go?
Mm-hmm. Are we doing the race recap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the race recap.
All right.
Luke, welcome aboard.
All right. Because we've just jumped from team to team. I'm not sure where you want me to go.
Look, don't get me wrong. I have no preparation. I'm basically not looking at the notes.
All right.
Do we have notes?
Yes, we do.
I really should read the notes.
No.
Where am I up to? Here we go.
So, who'd you say? You said Ferrari.
Yeah, Ferrari.
Ferrari. So I'll have to go down to the bottom of the notes because that's where
and
Ferrari
then work your way
finished.
up. Hey, think on your feet, Luke. It's what you're
Ferrari
best at.
seemed. Everyone seems to be so surprised by Ferrari's lack of speed.
Except us or you.
Well, except everyone else. But for some reason, I can't believe Ferrari's this slow. Like, really? Did you not watch practice? Did you not watch how much they're struggling this year because of their downgraded engine? Because they can't cheat anymore. Yeah. They have a shitty car. Yeah. And what was covering that shitty car was a very, very powerful and illegal engine. But the fact that everyone seems so surprised, like, the fall of Ferrari. What have they done? They won a couple of races last year with an illegal engine.
Yeah.
But before that, they haven't won a championship since 2007 with Kimi Raikkonen.
Yeah.
They haven't won anything since Jean Todt left in terms of championship-wise. And it's no real surprise that they're going backwards because they don't have a good engineering and a good leadership team. Like Mattia Binotto, sure, nice guy. Looks like Where's Wally? Fantastic. But what's that do for making the car better, making it more manageable? They're actually supplying engines to two other teams, which are struggling as well, Haas and the Alfa Romeo team. Yep. So there's, the reason why they're all down is because the car, the engine, everything's a piece of shit.
Do you know who didn't see this coming? Carlos Sainz. We shouldn't laugh, but that's fucking funny.
We should. We did.
Well, he had such a great last year. This year's been just a pile of shit for him, hasn't it?
He's had a lot of bad luck. He managed to not start the race. He had an engine issue on the lap to the grid.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he had to pull into the pit lane. He had a bunch of blue smoke coming out the back. And, he did not start the race. And this also goes to what we were saying in the previous podcast of having an extra car, having a spare car.
Yeah.
If you have a spare car in the paddock, he gets to start the race. 20 cars start the race. You have your sponsors out there. Everyone seems happy. But for some reason, they're against having the third car. They have all the parts for a third car.
Do it. Just put a third car in there.
Make the third car. Chuck them. Start them from pit lane. I don't care what you do with them.
Yeah.
But I think we want to see 20 cars on the grid. And if we can, we should do it.
Absolutely. Yep. We want to see more. We want to see 30 cars on the grid, Luke. The more the better.
53 cars.
53. Well, there's more chance for screwing up and to ram into somebody, and that's fun. You know
Back
what I
to
mean?
the Dodgem car idea.
And get some really bad drivers out. Like, gone are the days where you'd have really bad drivers out there where you were scared to even overtake a driver.
And get Mum out there.
There you go. Get your mum. Get Luke's mum.
Get Mum out there.
Yeah, just running in a Williams. Just as as a floating obstacle, barely moving. Just sort of veering off.
She has
Make it dangerous.
She has the tires. You know how in a higher go-kart they'll have like an edge around the tires so you don't knock wheels and go flipping. Yep. Have that for Mum.
That's a great
idea. So that if anyone does hit her, they're not going to fly into the air.
What about this? We have the mums of the drivers in the third car.
Oh.
So you'd have Sebastian's mum in the third Ferrari, and it has got the little safety aspect, the little outside so they can't flip it.
Yep.
And it's a bit bigger, a bit slower, and it's just kind of like an obstacle. It's like a bollard that they've got to weave around.
Yeah.
and you've got another 10 of them. Genius.
See, they'd be up for the shopping bag challenge as well.
See, this is all part of making Formula One great again.
This is what we
Luke.
do.
This is what we do. We are always pushing the
We're an
boundaries.
ideas factory.
And people think, they look at us, they go, you guys are a bunch of crazy bastards.
Spare drivers? No,
Crazy
no.
Aussie boys. Yeah, we are crazy, but there's method to our madness.
Yep,
Because Liberty Media are stealing our ideas,
they are. One by one.
but not acknowledging the fact that there are ideas and they've been stolen.
That we came up with them. What happened? Nothing.
no.
They steal it. No credit, no kudos.
Recognition,
Not even a lollipop.
nothing.
No.
They just slam. Well, when we did make that trip to the States, we were in the wrong country.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't realise at the time. Headquarters is in England. It's not in America. But we turned up anyway.
We turned up to Chase Carey's house.
Briefcase full of great ideas.
We were threatened with a shotgun.
We did meet.
Juanita was lovely.
Wasn't she lovely?
Yeah, she was very accommodating.
Housekeeper.
But then all of a sudden, all these ideas come out one by one.
Yeah. So, suddenly, yeah, they didn't. Not even an email, not a phone call, not any recognition of
Carrier pigeon.
the reverse park challenge.
Great challenge.
Great idea.
No, nothing.
Nothing. And now they're using the ideas.
Bastards.
Fastest lap. Where'd they get that idea? Right here. Fastest lap.
Here.
Right
Give
here.
them a point for fastest lap.
That's what we said. That was in the briefcase.
Yep.
Anyway, we're going a bit off track. We're getting passionate about our ideas, and that's okay. But that's what this podcast is all
what we
about,
should
Luke.
do.
We're pushing the boundaries, making Formula One. I do like the idea of putting mums in the car.
Mums in cars.
Yep.
Mums in cars. Da, 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 da.
They got their own theme song.
You know what? It's Father's Day this weekend. You're a dad. You've got 3 kids.
I am.
What don't they do for maybe this weekend? Dads in the cars.
That's a great idea.
Because all the dads would have racing ambitions.
Oh, they'd love it. Well, you'd have
You'd have Lawrence Stroll out there.
Yoss. Yoss is
Jos
out there.
Verstappen. That's a pretty good...
He's a good little
He'd
driver.
probably be quicker than Alex.
There's another great idea, Luke. The Ideas Factory is on fire.
Yep.
Okay. So
Joe Ricardo.
Joe Ricardo and Dan are a team. Yoss and Max are a team.
Good idea.
It's family F1
What's Alexander Albon's dad?
in prison. Oh, that's his mum. Sorry.
I think she's out now.
Too soon.
She's out now.
Too soon. But he gets day release.
He does.
He gets a day release. Oh, shit.
Would Hamilton put his dad in there? Or would he
I think
choose his
so.
brother?
Oh, I reckon his dad'd be pretty quick.
Yeah. I
He
reckon
looks at natural racer.
his brother does race.
Yeah. No, but I like the whole Father's Day thing. Let's
Yeah,
keep it,
let's keep
you
it
know,
there. All right.
senior and the junior. I think that's...
Kevin Magnussen's dad. He's a ex-Formula One driver, Jan Magnussen.
Gee, that'd be fun, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Hey? We need to probably work on this because we've
A little
just
bit more.
thought of it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fresh.
Yeah.
It's evolving, this idea. But maybe next week we can build on it,
Of course we can.
put some meat on the bones.
We can. Or we can completely forget about it.
Probably best.
But we'll probably do that.
Probably best. Not the best idea I've ever
I'm
had.
not writing anything down.
Yeah, no. We're not actually... You know what? Let's just scrap it. Let's scrap that idea.
But for those 10, 15 seconds, that was a good idea.
And like for Father's Day, I think it's nice.
Hmm.
You know, just get out there with your dad, drive around a bit in a
Yeah.
tandem.
Tandem
I
now.
don't know, maybe.
2-seater Formula One car.
Why not?
All right. I like the idea.
We should get back on task. So
Um,
McLaren, they were pretty
McLaren. So yeah, as we said, no engine for Sainz. His engine was knackered. Norris did well to finish 7th.
He's good, isn't he, Norris?
Sainz, I don't know what he's done with his luck. He's joined Ferrari. You'd think that'd be a good thing. Wrong. He has had a couple of did not start, did not finish. He's had some bad luck. Maybe he kicked a black cat
I
by
think
breaking a mirror under a ladder.
maybe a mixture of that and that last year he got lucky. He wasn't actually that good because he, points-wise, dominated Norris. And Norris is a faster driver, as is quite clear this year. But he just
Well,
had that
it was
feeling.
11-10 in qualifying.
Yeah,
So he was just quicker than him.
just quicker. But in terms of the points haul, Carlos,
He got fortunate.
he got very lucky. And I don't think he's all that.
Alpha Tauri. Gasman brings home the Bickies.
Gas man! I love the gas man!
And he got driver of the day.
He deserves it. He is driving out of his skin.
Poor Daniel Kvyat.
The torpedo,
Yep, he finished 11th.
he's hopeless.
Just out of the
He's
points.
hopeless.
The pointless. But he did get a negative point for the Turd Championship, which we'll get onto that later.
Do you reckon Gasman could find his way back into and kick Albon out of the
No.
Red Bull seat? Is that possible?
No. I think he should have another year at AlphaTauri or join another team. Leave Red Bull. Do a Daniel Ricciardo.
Do a Dan and
Leave
Carlos
him.
thing.
Like, hey, if you're not going to give me a top drive, but I don't think he's going to get a better drive.
It's weird.
He might go to Haas. He might go to...
What do you think it is? Is it mental for Gasman? Or is just the car's not set up?
I think the car just wasn't, it's
right
suited
for him?
towards how Max drives, and Max is a pretty unique cat.
Yeah.
He likes the car, the way he drives it. For others, they just can't seem to hang on to it the way that he does. They don't have that same driving style.
Yeah.
And, some cars work better for others, and they seem to be suited. I know it certainly was with Michael Schumacher. He had the car suited to the way he wanted.
Yeah. What would be a good fit for the gas man when he does finally get the shits with AlphaTauri and decides to move on? What about someone like Alonso's moving into Renault next year with Ocon? Maybe after Alonso hangs up the boots with Renault in a couple of years, maybe that would be a good spot for him to go.
Not a bad idea. French driver, French team.
Yeah, 2 French drivers.
The one thing I think he would like to stay at Red Bull because there could be a possibility in the future. Because you want to go up the grid, you don't want to go down the grid. So I think I've heard rumors that Nico Hülkenberg, in principle, is going to.
Is he back?
He's going to Alfa Romeo.
Really?
I hear
Yes!
also that I think it was in a podcast with Tom Clarkson that he was saying that Nico Hülkenberg, Sebastian Vettel has in principle signed with Racing Point.
No.
That's what I hear.
Where's Sergio going then? That's unfair, Luke.
Sergio, if he doesn't pull his finger out, will have to find a job very shortly. He could go to Haas.
Or he might have a segment on this podcast dedicated to him finding a job with Chico.
Checo.
Chico.
Do you know do a... Yeah.
Spanish accent?
No. No, we don't use accents. We get the man. We talk to him himself.
Well, there's no need to do accents, Luke, when
That's
you've got
right.
the
When
real
you've got
deal.
access.
When you've got the... Yeah, well, it's thanks to you. You've got the access at the paddock. You know everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You're a big deal.
Some people don't return my text messages, but
That's true.
others
That's true.
are very happy to have a conversation.
Yeah. In fact, Kubica coming up very shortly.
Yep. Very exciting. What do we got? Racing Point, 9th and 10th, half a second between Perez. Perez was screwed royally. When the safety car came out after Giovinazzi and the Williams of George Russell came together, Perez didn't pit. And I looked at producer Pete and said, they're fucking over Perez.
Yeah.
They're doing what Red Bull did to Max Verstappen when Daniel signed a Red Bull.
Yeah.
We're not going to let Sergio Perez
Correct.
finish in front of Stroll.
Good point, Luke. You make a very valid point.
There was no reason. Everyone else pitted.
Interesting.
They had time and opportunity to pit him. They chose not to pit him. They left him out there.
Hung out to dry.
Hung out to dry. Then he
Some
had to
would say.
fight his way back up to finish behind Stroll.
Well, let's just make a little note and see if this continues, if there's a consistent pattern happening with this.
That may have
A
been the
la
reason why
Dan.
I tipped Sergio to out-qualify, but Lance to out-race
Race.
in my tipping.
Yeah.
Um,
And the COVID probably has an effect. He had the COVID.
oh, yeah.
And it doesn't help that you've got someone like Kubica testing you constantly.
All the time.
All the time with his finger
Just to make sure.
in the anus.
Hulkenberg keeps telling him, just test him one more time.
And why it's in the anus, I don't know. Why Kubica...
For an upper respiratory virus,
It seems
it's odd.
odd. But that's apparently...
Maybe
according
that's
to
where the
Kubica-
antibodies go to,
Oh, it's,
into the anus.
that's the antibody, all right. That's the exit strategy.
Alfa Romeo, Raikkonen took the fight to Ferrari and beat them. But he also commentated on his teammate's spin. So when Giovinazzi had a spin, he goes, "Oh, he's just spun." He said he probably should have let me past, and he wouldn't have had to drive so hard.
Yes.
And he goes, "It's probably going to be a safety car." It was just so nonchalant. Oh, yeah, he spun.
Yeah.
He probably shouldn't have been
No.
pushing that hard. He should have just let me past. He wouldn't have to drive so hard.
Yeah.
He just relaxed behind me. Imagine if you just sit behind, you'll be fine. You won't spin back there. But yeah, Giovinazzi, when he had his crash, his wheel came off the car
That was frightening.
and then was right in and took out George Russell's front right wheel, and he went into the wall.
Yeah.
Pretty frightening. Those tyres the wheels aren't supposed to come off that easily. They've got some wheel tethers, which are supposed to keep them to the chassis pretty rigidly.
Didn't really work.
Didn't work at all. But Russell did the right thing. Like, Russell tried to avoid T-boning.
Yeah.
You know, at a race where last year we lost Antoine Hubert through an accident where he was T-boned
Yeah.
by Juan Manuel Correa, a freak accident last year. That accident could have also happened, but George went straight to the left to try and avoid it, and managed to miss Giovinazzi coming across. He hit the wall, bouncing back straight across in front of traffic, and just thankfully that George Russell didn't get into the side of the Alfa Romeo. Who else was there? There was Haas, 15th and 17th for Grosjean and Magnussen.
Shocking.
They say if you've got nothing good to say,
Say nothing. That's what our mothers say. Mrs. Luke says that.
leave Haas-holes
Yeah.
to themselves.
Not great.
Williams' Boy George avoids T-boning Gio's, we just spoke about. He gets caught out by an errant wheel on lap 10. Latifi, no one cares. Seems nice.
No one cares.
Seems a nice guy.
Yeah. Seems like a nice guy. Not very
In
fast, but nice
16th.
guy. Thanks for wrapping that up. But we should probably mention before we go any further what we're wearing, Luke. The get-up.
What is this?
Well, producer Pete has been very busy
Quite large.
whittling the outfit that we are wearing on this podcast, which makes sense. It's always nice to get dressed up for a podcast. It just seems to make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, no one else can see us,
No.
but you feel like you're in the groove.
Yeah, it gets me in the mindset for Monza.
Yeah, for Monza, the race we're about to embark upon. So, as is tradition at F1 Podcast, Luke, we must be dressed in the native costumes of the country out of respect for the native peoples, the indigenous.
Is it respect?
Very respectful
Okay.
podcast, this one, for the indigenous people of Italy, being Monza. So we're in our Italian finest. I am dressed as
It's a lot of makeup.
a lot of makeup. Got a very low décolletage. Yes, hey. You may recognize me from some very famous movies, Luke. The famous sex symbol, Sophia Loren. In a very sensual outfit. Respectful, sensual outfit. And I've got the legs for it. I mean, one of us has to wear a female outfit. This is Peter's idea. It is normally me because I have the legs for it.
I don't think Pete mentioned that. I think that's a request. I saw the message.
All right. Let's be honest. Let's just put all the cards on the table. I like getting dressed up as a woman. All right?
You do it well.
It's a good escape from the kids and the wife, whom I love dearly.
Makes you feel free.
But there's a closet that I love to hide in and get dressed up in and come out with a bit of lippy on, a nice décolletage, some jewellery.
Heels.
It just makes me feel like a real man. You, on the other hand, are dressed, my dear man, as you're like in a sumo suit, aren't you?
It feels like it.
Sweaty, bit sweaty.
Garlicky.
There's a bit of tomato sauce around your front there.
Yeah.
Bit of meatball. There's some meatball there. Oh,
That's mine.
Parmesan cheese.
Fuck off, it's mine.
You are dressed as Luciano Pavarotti, former Italian operatic singer.
Oh, if only I could sing like he did.
I know, but you do look like him, which is good.
I do look like
and
him.
you're equally as sweaty as he was.
So sweaty.
Yeah.
I've never patted myself down from sweat until I was wearing this costume.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he's got that hanky that I can just dab the sweat away. He died in 2007. I didn't think it was that long ago.
Too soon.
I thought it was sooner.
Too soon.
It's
That.
more recent. But no, he's dead, but I'm wearing his outfit.
You're wearing his Italian meatball suit.
Fresh from Subway.
That's the suit that he wore when he wanted to eat meatballs to protect himself from the sauce. So that's great. Lovely getting dressed up. Thank you very much, producer Pete, by the way, doing a wonderful job over in the corner.
Yep.
Over there. Thank you, producer Pete.
Just stay there, Pete.
He's very quiet, very, very studious, very good producer, Pete. We had a falling out with him. I mean, He did murder a delightful cock.
I love that cock.
He did the Speckled Jim. He murdered Speckled Jim, our fighting cock.
Speckled.
We've had a falling out over the workload or the lack of work that he does. But when it comes down to whittling,
It's not better.
yeah, very good at.
We're trying to get a YouTube channel up for Pete. Pete's whittling.
Yeah.
He seems against it. He doesn't want to show his face.
No, he doesn't want to
So
see.
it might be done like one of those dentists, a dentist commercial.
Yes.
So they're in the mirror, but you can't see their face.
Yes.
That's what we might have to do for producer Pete.
I like it. I like it. All right, we'll catch up with producer Pete again very shortly. What a lovely guy producer Pete is. Awards, Luke. Let's. We have jumped into the Italian side of things with our outfits, but I just want to make note of what we're wearing because it's very comfortable.
It's important.
It's very important.
And a lot of people wonder, what are you guys wearing?
Yeah, you sound like you're wearing.
Sometimes they just go, what are you wearing?
Yeah, that's creepy. Yeah,
But tell them anyway.
Sometimes it's more genuine, like, oh, I wonder what they're wearing. Sometimes it's, oh, I know what they're wearing.
Show us your feet.
We get a lot of those messages. Please stop.
I do still send
Please
them my
stop.
feet if that's what they want.
Yeah.
Got to keep the people happy.
We should probably stop sending dick pics to those guys. I feel like it's just a red flag.
I think they're
Does-
12.
Oh, God. So the awards for
Awards.
Spa. First award, Luke, coming up is the award for keeping the planet in top condition and lowering the carbon footprint. The Green Award, Luke. Who wins the Green Award for the Spa Formula One race?
Well, the Green Award goes to... So you'd think it might have been Carlos Sainz because he didn't even start the race. So he saved a lot of fuel.
How can he not win?
Well,
Oh.
he was out-trumped. So Giovinazzi spun, crashed. But what he did is he managed to take someone else out while he did it. So not only is he saving his fuel, he's also saving the Williams of George Russell,
Genius.
bringing out a safety car, which saves even more fuel. So he wins the Green Award, Antonio Giovinazzi, for the Spa-Francorchamps Grand Prix last weekend.
Well done. He could have also picked up the Making Formula One Great Award, perhaps, for making that race great. If it had rained, bunching the field up, bringing
He
out the
needed
yellow
to create
flag.
rain.
Just
Who would have known? If they burnt more carbon, maybe they would have caused some rain clouds.
concentrated rain clouds over the track
Yep.
with more carbon. There's an idea. Release more carbon into the atmosphere. Go reverse to the hybrid. Bring back the old 1980s gas burner.
Ooh.
Hey,
Yep, and change all of our fridges to CFCs.
there we go.
Ideas.
So you can actually see the pollution, like just pouring out. Just a
Taste it.
cloud. You can't see, like the cameras can't see through it. I like it. Another great idea.
Yeah.
The next award is the Yuji Ide Award.
Write that down, Pete.
Yeah, write it down. Pete, write it down. He's writing it down. Yuji Ide Award for dangerous driving. Who won that?
Well, the UGE Award isn't for dangerous driving.
I've done it again, haven't I? Oh, that's the Pastor Maldonado
Other
Award.
than-
Oh my! I'm sorry, Luke.
I'm gonna move past it to the left
Okay,
so that
Sorry,
you'll
for me.
read past it.
I'm
Go.
sorry.
Ah, yeah, that's the one.
sorry.
So the UGE Award is for wasting
Waste of
everyone's
time.
time.
I'm sorry.
Um,
Oh, you know who did? Who did?
Who did?
Me. I wasted everyone's time by fucking
This
up
whole podcast.
This whole podcast is fucked.
we should
Let's-
get the UGE Award for wasting everyone's time for the last 2.5
No,
years.
you haven't. You've been.
No, we
very-
have.
No, you're very
We
good.
have.
I am a waste.
We are a team.
I'm partially.
We live by the sword.
Okay, we
We
don't.
bore by the sword.
All for one and one for all.
That's awful. Awful one. And yes, so the UGE Award for the Spa Grand Prix for the people who wasted time is clearly Ferrari.
Yes.
And they're going to waste everyone's time this fucking weekend. They're just glad there's no supporters there.
The fuck? What is going on with Ferrari?
You know what? They're a pile of shit.
And how
They spend
much?
$500 million a year for bubkiss.
Biggest budget in Formula One by far, followed by Mercedes and Red Bull, as you'd expect, the top three teams. But they have nothing to show for it, Luke.
No.
What have they got to show for their $500 million?
A UGE Award, that's what they've got.
Well, it is very valuable, but I don't know if it's worth $500 million.
Yeah, it's invaluable, the UGE Award.
Yeah.
When it comes to people who waste everyone's time.
Correct. So now we're jumping to the Which one? That was UG?
Pastor Maldonado Award.
Pastor Maldonado. Dangerous driving, Luke.
Reckless, dangerous.
Who was dangerous out there?
Pastor Maldonado. So the most dangerous driver of the Grand Prix. Well, it's going to go to the man who got the green award. It's going to go to Giovinazzi.
Oh, well deserved.
He spun off, hit the wall, and took another person out with him, which is great. That's exactly what Maldonado used to do.
Yep.
It's not just about crashing; it's about crashing and
In style,
taking someone with
and
him.
being dangerous.
It's like when you jump from a building when you're committing suicide. You just want to take someone out with you.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, think about it.
That's a good one. The Lick It Send It Award, Luke, for the best overtaking manoeuvre in the race. Who licked it? Who sent it?
I'm giving it to the driver of the day, is Pierre Gasly.
Oh, the gas man.
It was on Sergio Vid-19 Perez, into Eau Rouge. So he got him on the entry of Eau Rouge, going up, ready on, made the pass stick early on in the race. It was a great overtaking manoeuvre. Perez tried to squeeze him against the wall like he did with Ocon a few years ago, but thankfully they didn't make contact, and Gasly got past him and made the move stick. Great job by Gasly. There was a couple other moves in there, but that move was particularly good, especially after being squeezed so much by Sergio Vid-19.
Gas man. Like it. Gas man on fire. And the last award, the FE1... Oh, well, there's two more awards, sorry. But the second last awards, FE1 Podcasts Award, Luke, for making Formula One great.
Who made Formula One great again?
We did.
Renault.
Oh, sorry. Renault. My bad.
Renault. Yes.
They've stepped up, Luke.
They have.
They are all over the shop. They're either bloody terrible or suddenly very quick.
Yep. They're up there. They're punching above their weight. They're also finally getting some race results of which their investment to the team and also to Daniel Ricciardo. And Ocon managing to... The interesting thing is this is the stat attack by Sean Tim Tam Kelly.
Oh, I love Sean.
Virtual Statman on Twitter, if you want to check him out.
What's he up to? How is he?
He's good. He just caught up with his son. He hasn't seen his son for like 7 months.
Oh, that's tough.
So he was very, very happy to see him.
Oh, that is hard.
Good that they got to catch up because of quarantining and not being on the same...
Let's get him on the blower.
We'll try.
We'll try to get him on the blower. I know the times don't really match up in the Northern Hemisphere, but... Hey, I'm prepared to get up early.
We'll try. But Renault have they scored more points last weekend as a constructor than they ever have.
Ever. Even in the days of Alonso winning world titles.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Because
that seems hard to believe.
The point system now is 25 points for a win, where back then it was only 10.
10.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they've scored more points, and he said that was a stat he wasn't expecting to say this weekend.
There you go.
But it was the stattiest stat of the stats for virtual statman Tim Tam Kelly.
Well done, Tim Tam.
Renault. So we're giving the F1 Podcast Award to Renault.
And we're giving a packet of Tim Tams to Tim Tam Kelly. They're here for you when you give us a call on the blower. So Tim Tam's ready for you right here, big fella.
So great job by Renault. Made F1 great. Esteban Ocon making a move on the final lap was also a really good, entertaining factor.
Yep. And the Speckled Jim Award, Luke, in honour of that beautiful fighting cock that was representing F1 Podcast for so long. We had a little fighting cock, a little bit of money on the side we used to make, didn't we?
We did. Not much.
Illegal.
I didn't know cockfighting is...
Cockfights are illegal.
Cockfightings are illegal, and he wasn't very successful.
Well, no.
We lost more money than we
did.
We made.
We lost a lot more money on bird seed than we won on prize money.
And we shouldn't have fed him. He was terrible.
That was a mistake. We fed him so much that he was so fat. He had a punching bag.
He had a bloated... I heard he was gluten intolerant. He kept feeding him bread.
But we didn't know until after his death.
Well, we figured that out.
We could taste.
He's also lactose intolerant.
We could taste that.
Well, he kept drinking milk. I don't even know where he got the milk from.
Producer Pete didn't ask.
He had gout.
He had a lot. Gout.
Had a gammy
tinea.
leg. He had a lot of tinea.
Picked it up in the public shower.
He had what's that?
Rheumatism. Arthritis.
Rheumatoid arthritis.
He did.
He had, what's that?
Well, he had the gammy eye and the wing. He had one broken wing.
He had a crooked neck.
Crooked neck.
What was the other ailments he had? Alopecia.
I mean, for a cock, he had a lot going against him.
And he had a busted cloaca.
Oh, the old cloaca.
That's where they pee, poo, and have sex from.
At the same time.
At the same time.
Poor little fella. Anyway.
What are you going to do about it?
So this is in honour of F1 Podcast's favourite son, Speckled Jim, the fighting cock.
Speckled Jim.
So you give votes out to whom you think, 3 votes to the best performing drivers.
Yep. So the Speckled Jim medal is 3 votes to Pierre Gasman. He was, in my eyes, he was the driver of the day for the people at home, voting on F1.com. But also I'm giving it to Gasman just by his drive. A lot of overtaking manoeuvres. Very strong from the Gasman. The French boy gets 3 votes towards the Speckled Jim medal.
Well done.
2 votes will go to Daniel, the personality, Ricciardo. 2 votes for Daniel for, getting that 4th place, getting the fastest lap.
Yep.
He said that final lap scared him more than qualifying. So he was his best lap until that point was 4 tenths away from the best lap. So they actually, this is part of Dan Watch.
Dan Watch. Dan Watch.
Pierre, sorry, not Pierre Gasly. What's his name? Who's the other Frenchman? Cyril Abiteboul was against Daniel going for the fastest lap. But Daniel's engineer said, listen, it's only 4 tenths away. And Daniel's like, all right, if I use a bit of battery, I should be able to do it.
Here we go. Last lap of the race.
So he smashed it.
Bang.
And everyone else was saving tyres. Daniel's punching out the fast lap of the race. Gets the extra point.
Little Aussie ripper.
Daniel gets an extra point. He comes 4th. Renault is 5th with Esteban Ocon. Great weekend for them.
Big haul.
The number 1 vote, the last vote, is going to go to Ocon for getting up into 5th place.
Yep, and not being quite as shit compared to Dan as...
Being less shit.
He is shit, but just not as shit as we thought he was.
Those are the awards.
Well done. Thank you very much, Luke. The fastest lap of the race. That was Dan Ricciardo.
Yes, a
1 minute
47.483 for Daniel Ricciardo.
The talented Aussie. Mr. Personality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Turd Championship Award, Luke. The Turd Championship, the reverse championship, where we don't celebrate greatness. We don't celebrate winning. We don't celebrate who comes first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10. No, we celebrate 2019. Who's the shittest?
We celebrate how shit they are.
We celebrate the ordinary.
And
the mediocre.
The shittest. The top 3 of the shit. There's a tie for second. So it's Nicholas Latifi on negative 82 points. Kevin Magnussen and George Russell, negative 77. It's going to be a fight out for Haas and Williams. Who's going to be the shittest team?
Oh, gosh.
Who's going to be the shittest driver?
Who's your tip? You've got to say Haas, I reckon.
Latifi.
He is pretty shit.
He's quite shit. He's not in the best car. He could be a better driver. You don't know. So the idea of the Turd Championship is from 20th, you get negative 25 points. It's the same as the constructor points as you would and race points, but it's in reverse. So the top 10 gets points towards the championship. The bottom 10 get points to the Turd Championship in a negative sense.
Yep.
So Grosjean's on negative 70, Giovinazzi on negative 64. They're probably your shittest drivers on the grid in terms of the Turd Championship. So it's very tight.
Very tight, isn't it? This podcast has been likened to the Turd Championship lead of podcasting, of Formula One podcasting.
Really?
Often we are regarded as the winner of the Turd Championship of podcasts.
Oh.
It's nice. It's flattering. It's good
It's
that we're
great.
leading,
It's
winning
nice
something.
to be in the lead.
Good to be a winner.
Take that.
Take that every day of the fucking week. And what about the real championship, Luke? Who's winning the real foregone conclusion?
Oh, well, there's no surprises who's winning that
Lewis. We've got Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis.
Daylight.
The douche canoe Hamilton.
Bottas.
Verstappen. And then you have Bottas.
Who's running fourth? Because those three are
So
quite
fourth,
obvious.
so it's 157 Hamilton, 110 Max, 107 Valtteri.
Yep.
Then it's 48 to Albon, 45 Leclerc.
See, that's a big tussle there, isn't it, for fourth and fifth?
Lando Norris 45 with Leclerc.
Lando's up there.
Lance Stroll's 42.
Get out.
Then it's Daniel Ricciardo on 33, Sergio Perez 33.
Hey?
I hope Daniel can close the gap to
Wouldn't
Lance
that be
Stroll this
great?
weekend. Get
Wouldn't
into the 40s, get around the Leclercs and the Albons.
It's possible that there could be a sneaky little podium. I mean, things have to go Renault's way, obviously, like a Mercedes-Benz not making it and a Red Bull not making it. So, yes,
We can always hope.
If two cars don't make it,
We could be up there.
they've got a chance.
Mercedes is in the Constructors' Championship on 264 points. Let's just give the championship to them. Red Bull, 158, because they don't have two cars up there. They've got one car up there, and the other one's a couple points behind, which
Yes.
doesn't help a Constructors' Championship. Maybe Red Bull will look at this. I know they're trying to help Alexander by bringing in some top-quality engineers to help him out. But they need to be both performing on the same level to make it happen, to make it a fight in the Constructors' Championship. But they're clearly out ahead of McLaren in third, Racing Point in fourth, Ferrari, Renault, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, Haas, Holes, and Williams.
Fantastic.
Still pointless.
Yep. Still pointless. Completely pointless, Williams. Completely. I think it's time to head over to our favourite segment, and one that's very popular is this man that we've got working for us, because at the moment he's not that busy in Formula One, is he?
Not busy in Formula One. He is a reserve driver, but he's also driving German DTM.
Yep, but he's got a lot of spare time on his hands. And we could talk about, of course,
On one and a half hands.
Robert Kubica,
Whoa.
former Williams driver last year, now a test driver for Ferrari.
Yep.
And he's got a spare bit of time because Ferraris are so bad. He finds any opportunity he can to get out of that thing and to run up and down the paddock.
Yep.
And he gets chats with drivers. At the moment, he's on a real COVID focus.
He's the official tester for COVID for the FIA. So he tests journalists, drivers, marshals, you name it. He has his hand literally in the paddock.
In the paddock. That's why this segment's called
Hand in the
Hand in the Paddock. And of course, he has got that dicky hand. So that's that finger. So let's go find out what he's doing.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, Robert.
Hello.
How you going?
It's me, Robert Kubica.
Have you got something in the back of your throat?
No, it's Polish accent. Can you hear? Sorry, my English not so great.
It's not great.
Not so great. But my COVID testing, top notch. Toppy notches.
I hear you're the best tester.
Very much so. I did not realize before the COVID that I would be busy doing the COVID. But now I'm very busy doing the COVID. Up and down the paddock. In the paddocks. In the buttocks.
Really?
Up and down the buttocks.
You're still going the buttocks.
The only way
You're not
to
doing the nose swabs?
The only way to test, look, back in Poland we have saying, if you don't test in the ass, you're an ass. Don't be an ass.
Oh, really?
Test in the ass.
Jesus.
Yes, that's right. So I have I have ergonomically designed my dicky arm that I had a terrible crash. Terrible crash.
In a rally? You had a
Almost
terrible
had to
crash?
amputate my arm. I almost bit it off. I was stuck and I went, I'm just going to bite this fuck off. I'm going to bite it off. I didn't.
Then you would have been nub in the paddock.
Correct. That would have been... You know, some drivers would probably prefer that in the ass. The big nub. A nub in the ass. Anyway, look. I don't want to get too vulgar.
Do you do the arse swab,
Yes.
then the nostril swab?
The only...
Do you go arse to mouth? Like, is that the...
Yes, this is what the best way to test.
Okay.
Well, okay. I'll be completely honest with you. Okay?
Please.
This is what I do.
I prefer full honesty.
Yes. You have to go in the ass. So, you get the finger, insert into your anus. Then you have a little taste. You look at it. You go, nutty. A little. Yes. Traces of COVID. And traces of corn and some carrot as well. And then that gives me a good idea. Then I go up into the nostrils
With the same finger.
with the same finger.
Yeah.
Bring it out. Have another taste. Yes,
Another taste.
another taste. And then from that, I have double chance to get it right. Hey, see what I mean? If I just go in the anus, I have only one chance of
What
getting
does
it right.
COVID taste like?
It tastes like bat. Have you tasted the bats?
I haven't.
Yes, like a chicken.
Like a chicken.
Chicken of the sky. The bat is
Chicken of the caves.
very much. This is why I got the job, because they know in Poland bat is very popular. So they say, hey, you know the taste. It tastes like COVID.
Yeah.
It basically, bat tastes like a COVID. You are the expert. I say, okay, no problem.
Wow.
Oh, wait, hang on a second.
Hey,
Hey.
guys. Hi guys, it's me, Sebastian Vettel, four-time world champion.
How you going?
Hi guys.
What
oh,
are
yeah.
you doing?
Are you doing a little podcast?
Yes.
Oh, hi, is that you, Lukey?
Yes, it
Hi,
is.
Lukey.
How you going?
Oh, great.
We're just having a chat with
Yeah,
Robert.
with Robert. Oh, that's funny because I'm here for the COVID test.
Oh.
Yeah, come. Hey, Robert, can I have the
No, fuck off, Sebastian. You come back. You're here every 5 minutes for COVID test. I tell you, you're clear. You're no problem. Would you please go away? I don't want to taste your ass again.
gee. I'm just.
You got a bit of hay fever there.
Achoo. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got the runny nose and stuff. I see. Oh, come on, please, Robert. Please give me one more test just to be sure. I'm sure I got a little thing, cough, and just have.
Okay, fucking hell. Sebastian Vettel, if it gets you off and down on my face, I give you another. Okay, here we go.
Oh God, this is gonna be amazing. Oh God,
Okay, clenching.
I'm ready.
Please don't make eye contact with me when you do this.
Das ist uber groovy. Oh God.
Okay.
No.
Thank you,
Okay.
Robert.
Let me have a taste. Sebastian, like I told you 5 minutes ago, you're clear. No COVID. Now fuck off, please.
Okay, guys. Bye, guys. I love you guys. Oh, love the podcast, guys.
Bye.
Luke, I love the podcast. You're doing a great job, guys. Very funny.
Okay, sorry about that. He's always wanting a COVID test. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Yeah, I hear you're very thorough.
Yes, I think he enjoy it.
No, not at all.
No.
No. It's very
Hey.
serious.
Yes.
It's very serious.
In my country, people like him get hung for witchcraft. And I think he like the boys. I don't know. We don't have
Where'd
any,
that come from?
We don't have any gay people in Poland.
Did you taste something that tasted like little boy?
Something tastes like a gerbil or something. I can taste a small mammal inside his anus.
Okay.
Let me say this, he's not alone in his anus. Okay, I've tasted the
Thank
fear
you.
of a small animal.
Thank you for
in his ass.
giving us vital information for the hand in the paddock.
That's what I do.
Robert Kubica.
Do you need a test?
No, thank you.
Okay, goodbye. Well, there we go.
Wow.
Robert Kubica doing a great job.
That's a. Would it be a scoop, or is it kind of what we'd implied?
His
Thought
action
before.
when he goes in through the.
No.
anus,
His
the way the
findings
testing
of finding a mammal.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no. That would be controversial, wouldn't it? If he... Not a
We
surprise.
think it.
We pretty certain there's...
Knew it.
We're pretty certain there's all sorts of alien matters in Sebastian's anus.
Foreign object.
Foreign objects. Hand in the Paddock. What a great segment. Hand in the Paddock. Robert Kubica. Thank you very much. How do you get the big... How do you have this pull over Formula One drivers?
I have a lot of interesting images of in vulnerable positions.
Yeah.
A bit like Max Mosley when he dressed as a Nazi. Or
Kind of Russia Trump style.
Did he dress as a Nazi?
Yeah.
Or did he like... No, I think he liked getting... He was into BDSM.
Oh,
Someone
fair
took a photo of him getting paddled or something.
Yep.
Nothing like a man in his 70s getting paddled naked.
Yeah.
It's not a great sight.
Not a great sight. Nothing like a bit of bribery. A bit of...
And that's how we work on the podcast.
Yeah.
Straight up bribery.
Straight up. It works. Bribery does work. Let's have a look at the tipping results, Luke. After last week, we have an ongoing tipping competition between us ourselves. We've widened that out now to producer Pete is joining in there, and we also got a lot of listeners.
Got some listeners.
Listeners joining in on the so you can get involved as well. Is it too late for anyone to get started?
Oh, they can get involved. We'll give them the lowest score.
Yeah,
But yeah.
get involved.
So
on
right now the
socials.
tipping results
Yep.
is a tie for the lead. Here's how exciting it is.
Oh, Pete's dropped down a bit.
Yeah, Pete and Jim Foley.
Jim. See you,
Not
Jimmy.
Speckled Jim.
No.
Just Jim.
Jim Foley.
Jim.
Did he have a cracker, did he? Have
Yeah.
a great week.
Yeah, we all had pretty weak weeks.
Yeah. What did he score?
I think he got 15. No, sorry, Cliffy got 15. Cliffy top scored this week with 15. Well done, Cliff. Smushy McTransfish.
And you're welcome, by the way, Smushmeister General. After last week, Luke was trying to have you disbanded,
Disbarred.
trying to cut you out of the whole competition. I said, no, that's bullshit.
So the highest score of the week was Cliff. He got 15. You and me got 13. Or
That's
you
all
and
right.
I, if you want to speak perfect English. Then Jim Pat was on 12. Pete, 11.
Ooh, ouch.
Tough week for Pete.
It doesn't take much. You fall from
no.
grace very quickly.
One little trip up. So Pete and Jim, 95. Myself and Cliff, 92. Adam, 90.
That's a long way back.
And Pat, 88.
Yeah, wow. I'm really struggling. That's okay. Luke's big news.
Yes.
Luke's got some big news.
I have some
can't wait for this.
massive news.
Oh, you've been keeping it from me, and I'm very
Massive
excited to
news.
hear it.
We have gained access to Daniel Ricciardo, and we'll be speaking to him,
Yes.
hopefully by the end of this podcast. That's the news.
That
That's the big news. Daniel,
is
the
Daniel,
personality Ricciardo,
The talented Aussie.
he's going to give us 5 minutes of his time,
Yes.
and we're going to have a chat with him.
That's what I'm talking about, Luke.
Finally.
Finally, we've been trying to knock on that door for a long... I mean, we get Kubica, we get Sebastian, we get Kimi Räikkönen.
Took a while to get some lewd photos of him
We really
doing
need
some
Dan.
interesting things. And
I can't wait. Is he on the line waiting for us now?
Not yet. No. He'll call us a little bit later.
Fantastic. Very excited.
Stick around for that one.
Oh, God, I'm very excited by that. Thank you. That is massive news.
Huge news.
We've done Dan Watch already.
Yep, we've done Dan Watch.
Surprised you didn't let the cat out of the bag earlier on, Luke.
No,
You
mate, I've been
really-
hiding that one.
Fuck, you are good. You're straight
Playing a
face.
poker
Good
face.
Very good poker face.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some other news around the paddock, Luke. Big news. Williams
Yep.
will stay Williams, but it's not going to be run by a Williams.
It won't be run by the family Williams. Who would you like to see running the Williams team? Toto Wolff? Sebastian Vettel?
Oh, that is interesting.
He'd be a good team boss. I think
Sebastian?
He could bring the right people in,
He could, couldn't he?
and he knows
really
the
could.
in and outs of Formula One.
He does.
Toto Wolff, been there, done that, could do it again.
The moustache. Nigel Mansell.
Nigel Mansell coming
I'd
in.
like him just to... He doesn't... He very rarely enters the paddock these days. Very rarely. I want to see him just waltz in, open the gate, bristling with that huge moustache, manicured.
And if they don't improve, if they're not good enough, he'll kick him out of the car going himself.
Correct.
That's all. Just pulls him out by
Yeah.
the Hans
Oi,
device.
you're not doing a great job. Fuck off. I'll show you how it's done. Me and the moustache are taking over.
Fucking watch this cunt.
Fucking watch this, geezer. Fuck off.
Yeah.
That's Mansell all through and through, the big
Yeah.
moustache.
Mansell.
I'd like to see him as team boss.
Yep.
Just laying it like no pleasantries, just straight in there. You're shit, you're five, fuck off. I'll take it from here.
Not like some of the other top 10 fastest drivers ever, like Jarno Trulli or Heikki Kovalainen. You wouldn't like to see them
No.
become a team.
Would you like to see them? No. No. Ayrton Senna I would have loved to have.
So it's sad that the Williams family will no longer be running the Williams team, but they felt it was in the best interest of the new bosses
Yep.
that they find someone to give them a fresh start.
I think the days of like
And Claire Williams will not be called Claire Williams anymore. She'll be Claire Harris,
is that right?
taking the name of her husband.
Because of this? Because of the fact that she's
Yeah.
no longer she doesn't have to feel like she's
So
putting up
this
a
weekend-
front anymore.
Monza will be their last
There you go.
as the
Yeah.
Williams run team.
I think that the days of a family-run team in a professional sport are kind of run its course. The nepotism and the
You know,
The hierarchy
Speak
of-
of some of the other great racing teams.
Mm.
The Adams family, they're a great family.
Oh,
They had that dragster.
they did, didn't they?
Yeah.
No longer competitive, though,
No longer
in the drag
competitive.
racing
Most of them are
community. Most of them dead.
The Earnhardts,
Yep.
they had a racing team. Dick Johnson, he had a racing team.
There we go. Another one.
Was taken over by Penske. There's
Yep.
heaps of
There's heaps of
minor
examples.
racing teams. We're talking about bigger
Yeah.
teams like
Yeah.
but they don't really have that family vibe that Williams does.
No. But the good that the name will be staying, although you think eventually that name it becomes pointless. At some stage, they just go, okay, well, the Williams name isn't really getting us anywhere now. Is there a contract in place where they have to use the Williams name?
I think that they wanted to keep the Williams name and to keep the historic.
Sounds better than the financial group, the ABD financial
Yeah, the
group.
Derrilton Racing.
Co-op. Doesn't have a ring to it, does
No,
it?
it doesn't. They could call it the F1 podcast team. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
It's not a bad name. Bright red.
Bright
red
red.
goes faster.
Certainly faster than the other red team. Not hard.
Shit out.
Oh, that is big news.
Huge
That is
news.
Huge news. Any other news?
Ferrari are going to continue to, along with the protest for Racing Point. Everyone else has dropped the protest, but Ferrari are going to continue.
Why are they continuing?
Not seeing the irony. I think more Ferrari wants clarification on how much they can copy.
Right.
I'm guessing that's what it's about.
Right.
Because they are seeking clarification for something. But in terms of continuing a protest when last year they had an engine that was clearly illegal, and when it was adapted to change so that it wouldn't be illegal anymore, all of a sudden they're slow. So I find it quite ironic that they're going to push it even further with this appeal process, where I don't think it's quite fair, considering how lightly they got off last year for possibly burning oil into
Cheating.
their
Cheating.
Just plain up
Effectively.
cheating.
Yeah. Be honest. Let's call it what it is.
The
Spade
one,
spade.
the one thing I also want to pay is that, they have to have face masks in the
Yes.
paddock.
Yep.
Why not? The drivers have the face masks of their own face.
Is this a making Formula One great idea?
This is an F1 podcast making Formula One great again,
Fantastic.
or making Formula One even better.
Yes. Yep.
So face masks, mandatory in the paddock. Everyone's got to have one.
Yep.
But when the drivers finish the session, they get a choice of their face mask. Do they choose a smiley one?
Oh.
Do they choose a frowny one? Lewis Hamilton, unfortunately, only has one face mask, which is just a pouty one.
Oh, pouty one. That's
Grosjean
true.
always has a whingy face looking one.
That's true.
But the other drivers get to choose.
They get to choose.
But with Kimi Räikkönen, someone else gets to choose. We put like a funny face on him.
You can vote on your driver's... Yes.
Face mask.
What would you like to see Kimi?
I would like to see Kimi use the meth mouth from Tiger King. So the one that looked like his tongue was in jail.
Yep.
Go with him.
Oh, that's hilarious,
And
Luke.
have
That's such a great idea.
instead of the blacks and the team colours, or just the weird fabric ones that you get from a hospital.
It makes the post-race, pre-race interviews so much more interesting, so much more fun.
Yep.
At the moment, like we just watched earlier on, Dan had a normal hospital mask. It's like, and the whole Renault team just had these boring. They couldn't even splash out on a bit of extra cash for some decent-looking masks.
At least get a highlighter and make it yellow.
Do it yourself.
Yes.
Another great idea. Then it's also highlighting great penmanship between in the teams.
Because there's going to be some drivers that have bad penmanship.
You know there's going to be some shithouse penmanship.
It could have been doctors
Right.
with their poor penmanship.
That's right. But I love the idea. I think that's a great idea.
So, emotions through face masks.
Yep.
That's the idea.
Great idea.
Because Daniel's like, under here I'm smiling.
you can't tell.
You can't fucking tell.
Put a smiley face
Yeah.
on, mate.
Gee, the
Put your
poor
smiley-
people at home. You know what? Have you seen there's a ventriloquist act which has this, it's a hand pump, but it actually moves a mouth
Yep.
over the top. So they're wearing a mask,
Yep.
but actually the mouth is moving and she's doing the voice and making the mouth move. So if they did it for themselves,
Brilliant.
you could see their emotions. And the poor lip readers at home, the deaf people,
Oh, I have no idea.
they have no idea what they're saying. This is terrible
You'd
for
have
them.
to unlearn 40 years of lip reading.
You have to
What's
do
the
eye
point?
reading.
Eye reading.
You can't do it. No one does eye reading.
But, you know, They're probably
Is he
investigating
smiling?
right now.
Is he unhappy? Did he have a good race?
Let's
I don't know.
read his eyes.
He may have finished fourth and had a terrible attitude,
Correct.
like Grosjean.
Yep.
You just don't know.
You don't know.
But if we have some kind of expressive face mask,
It's genius.
that's what we need to do.
Absolutely. Let's put some technology, some money, some resources into new designs of face masks and the latest technologies.
Yep.
Let's just see if we can. That's brilliant, Luke.
Yep.
Absolutely brilliant. Well done. Making Formula One great. That's a great idea.
That's what we do.
Kind of what we do around here. Kind of what we do. The Monza race, Luke, looking forward to this track. It's going to be high-paced, very quick. Very quick race. What are we expecting for time zones around the world, Luke?
Time
When can we
zones
watch
around
it?
the track. So for the Monza Grand Prix, the Italian Grand Prix, the local time is 3:10 p.m. Qualifying time is 11 p.m. for the East Coast of Australia. Race time, East Coast of Australia, 11:10 p.m.
Oh.
West Australia, Kuala Lumpur, 9:10 p.m. New Zealand, 1:10 a.m. Monday morning. UK, 2:10 p.m. The USA East Coast,
Yep.
the New York side, is at 9:10 a.m. It's also the same time as Caracas.
Caracas.
Caracas is very
Mucho Caracas.
very humid place.
Sticky.
The US West Coast 6:10 a.m. and some other time zones we've got here. Lusaka in Zambia 3:10 p.m.
I've never been there.
It's the same time as the local race time. You haven't been to
Oh, how's
Lusaka?
the food?
It would be improvised.
Yeah.
That's how most of their meals are.
Beans,
If
rice.
whatever they can find,
Gets
gather.
put in there. Yep.
Yep.
If it stands still long enough,
Mm.
it goes in the pot.
Nicosia in Cyprus for our Cyprus listeners.
The number 3 podcast in Cyprus at the moment, aren't we?
4:10
F1
p.m.
podcast. Thank you very much.
Kathmandu 6:55 p.m. It's a really odd time
Yeah, isn't it?
for something that's like a 10 past, but they have a weird time there. But Kathmandu
6:55.
is at 6:55.
Mm.
So they're like a 3/4 an hour difference to somewhere.
Not based on Greenwich Mean Time.
No,
Got their own little
not
mean
at
time.
all. They
Kathmandu Mean Time.
Kathmandu time.
Mm.
Rangoon, Burma, or Myanmar.
Rangoon,
Doesn't know.
yeah.
I don't know if you choose Myanmar or if you choose Burma.
I'm more of a traditionalist. I'm more of a Burma man myself.
And that's at 7:40 p.m.
What about Pago?
In American Samoa.
American Samoa.
It's at 2:10 a.m.
Big
And
shout
that
out to
is
anyone listening at Pago.
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. Have your pancakes.
And
at
the
Pago,
Marquesas Islands in French Polynesia, 3:40 a.m. on Sunday morning. So they are the earliest
Wow.
that you can watch a Formula One race.
All
on
they
a
need
Sunday
now
morning.
is a television on the island. That would be a good idea. The weather, how's that looking?
Weather is fine. Interesting that AccuWeather says 16% rain, but 24% of thunderstorms. Doesn't quite make sense. I think most meteorologists should be shot.
I think so too. What a waste.
Looking
What
at
an easy job that is.
Tom's, look out the window. There it is. Temps between 30, 22, up to 30, 29 max on Sunday.
Yep.
I don't think there's going to be any rain, especially with a 16%. I'm not getting my hose up for rain.
Be nice though.
Because every time I do get my hose up for rain, it doesn't rain. Hungary didn't rain. Spa didn't rain.
No.
Disappointing.
Although good for Dan and Renault most likely if it's not raining.
That's right.
We're going to get into some tipping, I think.
Tipping?
Don't we? We're getting some tipping.
Let's do some
for this
tips.
week. And then we're going to go fuck, marry, kill. And then we're going to get out of here
Get the
because
fuck out of here.
Monza's about to kick off.
It is.
Ho, you ripper.
So, Mercedes, what's your tips?
I'm going to go for Hamilton, please, my good man.
Hamilton.
Easy one there.
I'm going to go Hamilton. Then we go to Ferrari, Vettel Leclerc.
Double Leclerc.
Double Leclerc.
Sebastian's struggling, isn't he? Oh,
I'll also go that.
Jesus.
Max Verstappen or Alexander Albon.
Double Max, another one. Gee, they've got
Double
some pretty
Max.
weak teammates, haven't they, the top 3 teams?
They do. Carlos Sainz or Lando Norris.
Again, very weak teammate in Carlos. Double Norris for me.
Double
thank you.
Norris. I'm going to go Sainz.
All right then.
Ricardo and Ocon.
Double Ricardo.
Double Ricardo for me. I'm not going against him ever again.
No, he's too good.
Alpha Tauri, Gasman or Kvyat.
Double Gas Man.
Double gas.
There's not many inter-team real rivalries at the moment. There seems to be a clear, strong leader with each each of the teams.
Perez or Stroll?
Well, except this team, perhaps. Stroll's certainly come good, hasn't he? I'm gonna tip double Perez for a comeback here.
Double Perez. I'm going Perez Stroll. Based on my
Formula.
my idea of and my conspiracy theory.
Yep.
That Lance Stroll will always finish in front of Perez.
Yep.
Alfa Romeo, Raikkonen and Giovinazzi.
Double Gio, home Grand Prix.
Gio. Gio.
It's a home Grand Prix.
I'm going to go with Raikkonen. Double Kimi.
Oh.
Kevin Magnussen or Romain Grosjean. Grosjean's had it pretty good the last couple of races. You've picked him.
I have.
And you have done a very good job.
Thank you. And
a lot of me and other tippers are heavily on the sway of Mags.
Yeah, well,
but you seem to keep picking.
I think that Grosjean is a talent. His head's often not in the right place. Mentally, very weak. But I'm going to go for him again because I think he's also a momentum driver. Yeah, if he's starting to drive well, he's a confidence driver. He gets a confidence up. So, yeah, double Grosjean.
I'm going double Mags, and we're going Russell Latifi. I think this is
it's a simple one there.
Much an easy one with Russell. So the Italian Grand Prix is a 5.793 kilometre track, 53 laps around the Autodromo de Monza. I don't know if that's it, or what do they call it?
Internationales.
I think Autodromo is the Mexican one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Anyway, it's Monza.
Also known as Monza.
306.72 kilometre race. The lap record is a 1 minute 21.046. Guess who that is?
Schumacher.
No. Rubens Barrichello. 2004. That lap record still exists. So the lap record is set mid-race, not qualifying.
Wow.
But last year, we were still 7/10 off that lap record. So it's still there. 2004. It's a long time.
Wow.
2019 results: Leclerc, Valtteri Bottas, Lewis Hamilton, Ricciardo finished fourth there. Pole, a 1 minute 19.307 by Charles Leclerc. And the tyres this weekend are the C2, C3, C4, two DRS zones for the Italian Grand Prix.
Oh, there you go.
Fuck, marry,
kill. I love this. Before we wrap up, fuck, marry, kill. You got to marry one, you got to fuck one, you got to kill one. And the contenders this week are...
Well, going on the Williams separation from Formula One.
Yep.
We're going from the three people that were quite important to Williams over the years.
Yep.
So you've got Patrick Head.
Yep.
Frank Williams. Or Claire Williams.
Easy.
You're gonna fuck one, marry one, kill one.
All right. And it won't be what you think it is. It's going to be a little different. I'm going to kill Claire. I'm going to kill her. Murder Claire for murdering Williams. It's payback. You've murdered Williams, Claire, and now it's payback. I'm going to kill Claire. I'm going to marry Frank. He's not far from the old deathbed, and he's got a fair bit of cash. So I can be the old sugar sweetheart with the décolletage and my sweet little legs and my little short dress. I'm happy to do that. Patrick, I'm just going to see what he squeals like. That little head. I just want to see that little head squeal. See the little head. And that's my fuck, marry, kill.
I would go the same.
Yeah.
But...
This is the first time this has happened.
But...
For different reasons.
Yes, different reasons, of course. I've heard that Patrick Head is a bit of a cunt. So I'd want to fuck him.
Like he is a cunt.
Yeah. Just really
Ram it.
Make him hurt.
Yeah.
After the shit he put Mark Webber through at Williams.
Yep.
I'm going to give him one.
Yep.
He was a bit of an angry bastard.
Yep.
Claire, I would kill Claire for the reason is I don't want to put her through marrying me or fucking me out of pure respect. And I think she would appreciate, she doesn't want to fuck me.
She would rather
doesn't
die.
want to marry. She's like, I would rather
die than marry or make
painless.
love to Luke.
That's right. And I don't want to sully her name or her chest.
Yeah.
I would just like, listen,
There's not
drink this, you'll go to sleep.
Yeah.
Or
from Claire's
not Bill Cosby kind of
No,
drink, fall asleep,
no.
wake up and...
No. Because from Claire's perspective, none of those three options are any good for her.
No.
So she would probably rather die.
Well, as opposed to fucking me or marrying me, yes.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
happy.
almost considerate for her.
I'm happy with the job she did at Williams. It was unfortunate she got third in the Constructors' Championship. She did a great job. But then once she swapped Valtteri Bottas, got him to Mercedes, then they brought in Paddy Lowe, who would design.
Yeah.
Who was a chief
Yep.
tech director at Mercedes. He
Yep.
came in, made an absolute dog shit of a car.
Yeah. Dog shit.
Not her fault.
Not her
You
fault.
hire someone who has a proven record, and then he turns out to be a dud. So it was
Correct.
clearly someone else that designed that car. And Frank, I'd probably marry him,
Yeah.
and I'd fuck Patrick, because I don't. He's a frail man.
Yeah.
I can be a bit heavy, being on top of him. I don't want to hurt him. But Patrick,
And
he's a
you
sturdy
do have a
bloke.
gigantic cock. And I think it's
Well,
Um,
I don't think it's gigantic. It's gigantic to little people.
in proportion to,
A small can of Coke.
yeah. If you put your penis on a small hamster, it
Oh,
is gigantic,
massive.
absolutely massive.
Top heavy. Top
You know those mice that they graft
grow ears on.
grow ears on. They've got one with your
They did that
exact.
They did that on South Park.
They've got your exact length girth on top of. Have you not seen that little mouse?
No,
It's
not
there in case you ever, in a tragic accident, lose your bits.
Oh yeah, I kept
ready
it.
to
As
go.
it's a spare.
Yeah,
I just take him out of the cryogenic freezer.
yeah. I just flick it whenever I see it.
Chuck him in the
I just laugh.
microwave.
I just flick it. But it's there if you ever need it, which is
Thank
nice to know. Thank you very much to Luke's mum for this lovely spread of cannelloni.
Thanks,
We've
Mum.
got a pizza.
Yep.
We've got.
I sent her a message on the old Facebook because
Mm.
she commented on one of our photos we put up on our FM1 podcast Facebook page.
Yep.
And she said, I asked her, I said, what are you going to make us this week
Oh.
for the Italian Grand Prix? And she said, pizza and cannelloni. Thank you.
absolutely
It's delicious. I
delicious.
can't wait to.
Thank you, Mrs.
Polish
Luke.
it off.
You are a genius, and you need to call her more often. She loves you.
She
and
does.
Misses you.
Um,
Call your mother.
okay.
Goodbye, Luke.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mrs. Luke.